Well, remember, the Mumbai Gokhale bridge was shut on the 3rd of November. This has led to major traffic congestion in Mumbai. This is one of the arterial connecting bridges in the city that connects east and west suburbs of Mumbai. And at any given point of time, on any given day, the bridge is usually packed with traffic, but not anymore. Since the bridge's closure, the woes of the people have only grown every single day. Commute times have increased by almost an hour. Cabs and autos refuse to travel to the area, and even if you manage to book a cab, you have to deal with surge pricing. Residents here are fuming at the moment. Mumbai chose safety over convenience, but could they have done more? That's the question we are asking. Well, IIT experts say that the bridge can be opened for two-wheelers and three-wheelers in the middle portion of the road after minor repairs below the bridge. Now, Railway Ministry sources speaking to Times Network on the closure of the bridge say that they are urgently and seriously dealing with the matter. They say that they discussed with the top leaders of the state. So what will the BMC do now? Will they allow the light two-wheelers or three-wheelers on the bridge at least to decongest this area? That's the big question. But while the residents are suffering, politicians continue to bicker. Aditya Thackeray called the bridge closure a political stunt and a public stunt. Today, Mumbai's Guardian Minister hit back, calling the allegations baseless. Let's listen in.
There is a certain suspicion that this may be contractor driven across the city, because suddenly many bridges have come to light where these reports are saying it is dilapidated while it was perfectly moving well. I'm not going into the technical aspect, but the biggest issue here is there are two institutes of national repute, VJTI and IIT, who have submitted conflicting reports. If you see the reports, both of them agree on a certain point that two-wheelers, three-wheelers be allowed on it with varying degrees of repairs to the bridge and restrictions. The conflict is over how much repair and what condition of the bridge is required right now. The only demand from me and the only request from me as a citizen, as a Mumbaiker, is if really both the reports have said that two-wheelers, three-wheelers be allowed, why has it been stopped? Third, make the report public. Make both the reports public, let the people decide, because this is in public interest. But most importantly, to bring a consensus in both the institutes of national repute, I think a high-powered committee consisting of both the engineers or both the people who have consulted on these teams and a third party be included and have a public consultation, have an open, transparent account and audit of the bridge within the next week, and do whatever is required.
मैंने जिस दिन ये ब्रिज बंद हुआ उसके बाद में इसके बारे में 3 मीटिंग्स ली थी। स्वयं ब्रिज के ऊपर गया था और मैंने तभी महानगर पालिका के अधिकारियों को कहा था कि इस ब्रिज को लाइट व्हीकल्स, टू व्हीलर्स, साइकिल्स, पेडेस्ट्रियंस और थ्री व्हीलर्स के लिए खुला रखना चाहिए। उनके पास में 2 अलग अलग विरोधाभास रिपोर्ट आई है और मैं इसी सप्ताह में उसके बारे में निर्णय करने वाला हूँ पालक मंत्री के नाते, और मेरा प्रयास रहेगा कि लोगों को कम से कम असुविधा हो।
सर, आदित्य ठाकरे जी ने मांग की है कि जो 2 कॉन्फ्लिक्टिंग रिपोर्ट आई है उस पर हाई पावर कमेटी का गठन हो और लोगों को एटलीस्ट थोड़ी सुविधा दी जाए कि लाइट मोटर व्हीकल चालू किया जाए।
मैंने पहले से इसका जवाब दे दिया है।
सर, और जिस तरीके से एक और एलिगेशन लग रहा है कि इंडियन रेलवेज कहे, बीएमसी कहे या सरकार के बीच में तालमेल नहीं है, एक दूसरे पर ब्लेम गेम के नाते चीजें ढकली जा रही है, एक पॉलिटिकल स्टंट के तौर पे ये बताया जा रहा है, क्या कहेंगे सर?
नहीं, मुझे लगता है कि एलिगेशन लगाने का भी एक स्तर होना चाहिए। आप 25 साल से महानगर पालिका में हो, पहले 5 साल आप पार्टनर थे, 2.5 साल आप मालिक बन के, अकेले मालिक बन के आपने महाराष्ट्र चलाया, मुंबई चलाई, तभी आपने सब ये क्यों सॉल्व करने को नहीं लिया? अभी तो हमको आए हुए जुम्मा 6 महीने भी नहीं हुए हैं। सभी चीजों के बारे में सकारात्मक कार्रवाई शुरू है, जल्दी से जल्दी अच्छे से अच्छे निर्णय होंगे।
सर, हमारे कैंपेन चल रहा है, मुंबईकर्स आपको देख रहे हैं, मुंबई के गार्डियन मिनिस्टर है आप, क्या आश्वासन देते हैं कितनी जल्दी ये ब्रिज खड़ा होगा उनके लिए?
ब्रिज खड़ा होने के लिए पहले से ही उन्होंने मार्च या अप्रैल की डेट दी है। मुझे लगता है युद्ध स्तर पे उस पर काम चल रहा है, पर मैं चूंकि आपके थ्रू मुंबईकरों से बात कर रहा हूं, इसलिए मैं मुंबईकरों से हाथ जोड़ के निवेदन करता हूं कि आप माझी मुंबई, स्वच्छ मुंबई अभियान के अंदर जो कुछ कर सकें, 1 घंटा दें, 1 दिन दें, आधा घंटा दें, जो आप समय दे सकें आप दें और इसको अभियान को सफल करें।
लाइट मोटर व्हीकल कब तक चालू कर पाएंगे?
मैंने अभी आपको पहले से इसका जवाब दे दिया है।
थैंक यू सर। सो दिस वाज द Guardian Minister for the city of Mumbai, clearly, reacting to our campaign of Andheri Bridge, and he is confident that in some sort of time, in some sort of days, light motor vehicles will be allowed on the Gokhale Bridge, giving some sort of relief to the people, to the Mumbaikas in that area.
No, what we are demanding is there are conflicting reports. They have totally stopped traffic on these bridges. What one report has said is that the 2 and 3 wheelers can continue to ply. It won't be dangerous for them. It would be for heavy vehicles and 4 wheelers. So there are conflicting reports, and that is why Aditya ji has demanded that in the interest of transparency, BMC, and there are huge traffic jams that happen because of this closure. It takes hours for people to reach from North Mumbai to South Mumbai. So it is important that this transparency is maintained, and if another report is needed, that report needs to be brought about.
Joining me here on the program is Mr. Chandrasekhar Prabhu, urban planner. Thanks very much, sir, for joining us. Very good evening to you. I want to begin by asking you that the kind of infrastructure mess that we see in Mumbai currently, already the commuters are dealing with a lot of congestion because of the construction that is happening owing to the metro. And now this additional issue of an arterial bridge being shut. Now, my question to you is that where exactly do you think the authorities have gone wrong? Was this the right way of dealing with the issue, or do you think that they should have first created alternatives before having a bridge of this importance closed down?
See, it is not just this bridge. Please understand the structure of Mumbai. Mumbai is a triangular shaped city, with the apex being the southern part of Mumbai and South Mumbai, and one side of the triangle is the eastern suburbs and the other side is the western suburb. The lifeline for both these suburbs is the Western Railway for the western suburbs and the Central Railway for the central suburb, and there is another line which is the Harbour line. Now, other than the railways are the SV Road and the Western Express Highway on one side, and the Lal Bahadur Shastri Marg and the Eastern Express Way on the other side. Now, between these two roads, one on the western side, two on the western side and 2 on the eastern side, there are bridges at various places. Now, a couple of years ago, the Lower Parel Bridge, again which connects between the east and the west, has closed down, and 2.5 years, nobody is talking about it. It takes a commuter 1.5 hours to traverse a distance of 500 meters. Even today, I'm talking of the position in the island city. And now this is happening in Andheri. At Karnak Bandar, the bridge has been stopped. At Grant Road, the bridge has been stopped. The transport on the bridge has been stopped. At Lower Parel, it has been stopped. And now it is Andheri. So this is not the first one. Simple things that we need to follow. First of all, the principles of structural engineering say that nothing is dangerous. A structure is either stable or unstable. If it is unstable, then as a result of instability of the structure, portions of the structure are likely to fall or collapse, resulting in danger to the human being. So the structure per se is never dangerous. The structure is unstable, and if it is unstable, it can be restored back to stability. So before closing the structure, it is the responsibility of the government to plan everything. That do we need to close, number one? If we need to close, do we need to close it for all the vehicles, number two? If we close it for just for the heavy vehicles, the buses and the trucks, and keep the 4-wheelers and the 2-wheelers on, then what happens? These are exercises.
Because you see, Mr. Prabhu, it is a very tough balancing act. If there should be any incident, any untoward incident, because of an old bridge, again the blame would come to the government that why was the bridge not closed if it was dangerous. That is one. And second, I want you to focus on this part that you mentioned about why not leave aside a certain way for the 2-wheelers. Do you think that's a possibility right now?
that decision has to be taken for any bridge before you close it. You don't close it for everybody and then start thinking, these are hindsight. So you had 1 month with notice which you gave. Before that, you should have consulted the expert. It's only a matter of calculation, and you kind of, today it's not, in the good old days, we used to look at bridges with our eyes and then say, well, it may be structurally stable or unstable. Today, that is not the case. Like human beings, there are X-ray machines for the bridge. There are sonography machines for the bridge. So you get an exact idea what is the health of the bridge at this point in time and how much weight can it take and how much moving weight. Remember, a moving vehicle puts in 10 times the pressure than a static vehicle on a bridge. So how much moving vehicles? Also, even if you give it for two-wheelers, how many two-wheelers at one time can the bridge take? If you just keep it open to all the two-wheelers and 500 two-wheelers are there on the bridge at the same time, then even two-wheelers or three-wheelers will cause problems. So all these things have to be evaluated before you close the bridge. You have first closed the bridge and now you are discussing. Every time this happens, you take wrong decisions and then you think about infrastructure. First you think about infrastructure, how you are going to restore the whole thing. If you close it, how many days are the people going to suffer? And which is the shortest period in which you are going to make good what you have damaged or what you have stopped. That needs to be done.
As
no
of now,
such
it's a complete mess. As of now,
neither
Mr. Prabhu,
in this bridge.
There seems to be no solution in sight because this has increased commute time by an hour. The government has not given any clear assurance of releasing a part of the bridge or any time frame on when this will be operational.
I must point out.
Yes.
No, but I must point out that it is not just this bridge.
Yes.
What about the Lower Parel Bridge, which for 3 years is closed? There also the same thing should have been done. What about the Karnak Bridge, which has been closed? What about the Grant Road Bridge between Grant Road and Nana Chowk? Every bridge, remember all these bridges, most of them were built during British time. Not the Andheri Bridge, I think. But the Dadar Bridge is also now going to be shut down. They are all built by the British.
Okay.
And they have outlived their effective lifespan. So when you know that you need to do something, you have to plan it well in advance before taking action of stopping the vehicles, which is not being done. There seems to be lack of coordination between the technical wings, which does the calculation of whether the bridge is stable and unstable, and the traffic wing, which is supposed to take a decision on stopping or not stopping, and the political. The politicians don't understand anything in this. They only want to get into it and create political activity out of it. This is not a political issue. This is a technical issue which technicians should sit and, technicalities are not like politics, 2 plus 2 is
this
always
requires
4.
Domain expertise, Chandrasekhar Prabhu. This requires people who are well versed with urban planning to find us a solution and find it fast. Thanks for joining us with your valuable inputs on this story.